Hey everybody, this is Melina from ScrapBookingWithMe.com and me, Crafty Scrapper, here on YouTube and Instagram. We are back from our trip and we are tired, but we are so glad to be home. We are back in our new journal that we're making. This is from we're making this from the AJ kit that just came out, just got shipped out. So if you got that kit, you will want to go along with me or Mom. Mom has made one also, a journal from this kit also. So you'll want to go along with us and make a journal too. So today I'm going to try to get signature done and some pockets. I don't know if we'll get the entire thing done or not today, but I am pretty proof positive we will get the signature done. We are doing like 100 loads of laundry today in the house, and and you think I'm exaggerating. I'm not. After a 12-day run, and we did do laundry while we were in Michigan at one of the campgrounds, had a wonderful laundry facility. So we were thankful for that. So we did get some laundry done while we were gone, but you know, you get home and you say, hey, I didn't get as much laundry done as I thought I did. So we are doing that. I have rearranged a few things in the house too that I wanted to do for a long time, and I thought, I'm just going to go ahead and get it done. And so in those rearranged areas of our house, we cleaned also and rearranged the little knickknacks and stuff that was around there too. And Erin and I got the plastics cabinet sorted and cleaned out and restacked and organized. Is that not the most unorganized spot in your entire house, other than your junk drawer? Everybody has a junk drawer in their kitchen somewhere. But is the plastics, you know, all the containers and junk, isn't that one of the most unorganized, sorry, he's picking up something out of the floor I dropped, unorganized spot in your house? It's crazy how that just gets jammed in there, and then like you can't close a drawer good. The only reason we even tackled that this morning was because I was rearranging the coffee area, because we had gotten rid of an old coffee maker that didn't work well at all, and so I got rid of that and put the better one in its spot and just rearranged a few things. And I was sitting there, I was like, okay, I can't even get this drawer closed. Why is this drawer not closing? And so Aaron helped me. Brandon is gone. He had a dentist appointment today, and then had to go to the shop to work. And so Aaron helped me with organizing that, because I am big time banged up. For anybody that did not see on my personal Facebook, I fell in the RV over the weekend. I don't want to turn that one sideways because that one's a directional paper. I'm looking for a cardstock from the kit that I can use as my cover of my signature. I like putting a piece of cardstock on the outside before I start putting pages into my signature. So that's what I'm doing right now. I fell in the RV, and the RV was sitting still, so that takes talent right there, y'all. But it was, in my defense, it was very dark. No lights were on. I was getting up from the couch to walk to the door to open it so that Brandon and Aaron could get into the house area of the RV from the cab. And we have a drawer, or a door, storage door, that does not stay closed underneath the dinette area. And so I'm here, and this little door is kind of open like this, and it was dark, I didn't see, so here I go. And I felt it with my left foot. I thought, okay, so that door's open, I'm going to lift my foot up and I'm going to clear it. Well, my left foot cleared it fine, my right foot decided to lag behind, and when it did, Melina went tumbling down. So my knee is really, really banged up and bruised, and my hip is really, really, really bruised. And if I'm brave enough, I might share the pictures at the end of this video. But I'm pretty bruised up. My knee is throbbing, has its own heartbeat. I have really iced it, and I'm putting ointment on it and some CBD therapy stuff with some oil on it. So I'm hoping that that's going to help it a lot. But yeah, when I do it, y'all. I mean, crazy, crazy. I think I'm going to use that one. That one is pretty. I like that one. And we can fold it this way, I think, and it'll be fine. We do have a wider journal though, so let's see. If I fold it this way, yeah, that's fine. So I'm going to cut out the little hole here, just barely snip that. And then I'm going to go ahead and get my bone folder and fold this in half. So yeah, that happened on this little 12-day run, and but a lot of good stuff happened. That was and what made it so much the more embarrassing, I mean, anytime an adult falls, an adult human grown-up falls, it's embarrassing. But then, of course, it's always dangerous, too. I mean, the older you get, the more things can break. And the more fragile our bones are. So, you know, I was lying there in the RV on the floor, face first, mind you. And because I fell forward, I had actually had the forethought and momentum to stop myself from going face first into the oven door of the RV. So there's that saving grace. Yeah. But when I did so, I turned myself to the right, and so now my right hip is crazy bruised up. But I would rather, I guess, if I had my druthers, as we say here in our neck of the woods, if I had my druthers, I'd druther my hips be bruised than my face, because we were having, that was on Sunday, we were having pictures made, new group pictures made for our gospel group. We were having new group pictures made on Tuesday, so that would have been wonderful. All bruised up, which, you know, I know they got nice software that can help with that. All I'm doing, y'all, here while I'm gabbing and chasing rabbits is I'm just measuring this. I want this to be at the top, so I'm just measuring this where I need to cut it. But I knew that would be crazy, so I did have that forethought as I was falling. So it was like Matrix. I kind of done my body this way and then fell. And what bruised me up even worse on my hip was that poor little Lila's pee pad was in the floor. Luckily, it was a clean pee pad. But when I fell at that point, I wouldn't have cared whether it had been clean or not. But it was clean. And yeah, I fell right into that. And that's what bruised up my hip really good. Because the pee pad is on this little platform, plastic platform. And I have the indentation and the bruise mark of that platform. It's crazy. Just crazy stuff. But I hadn't fell like that in a very long time, and I don't want to do it anymore. Oh my gracious. But yeah, what made it even more embarrassing see I'm chasing rabbit. What made it even more embarrassing was we had just been in service that evening, well, that morning and that evening. A pastor friend of ours that lives in Ohio, that's where we were, drove an hour to our event to be with us. So we were all happy about that and happy to see him. And we were packing up all of our equipment and getting ready to leave. And he said, "Where are y'all staying tonight?" And Brandon was telling him. And he said, "Why don't you just come and stay in our mission house?" He said, "You'll be an hour closer to home. Just come stay in our mission house." And Brandon was like, "Girls, y'all, what do y'all think?" And we were like, "Yeah, let's do it." So we had arrived there. Brandon had parked the RV, and that's when I went tumbling down. And our pastor friend and his brother, that we also know and are friends with, were standing right outside of the RV and heard me fall and heard me let out the most primal yelp, painful yelp. And Brandon gets out of the RV in the front and comes running and looks at them and's like, "So sorry, be with you in a minute. I gotta check on Melina." Opens the door and sees me sprawled out on the RV floor. Oh, it was so embarrassing. And I wanted to just ugly cry because the pain was horrible. But I knew that they were right outside of the RV, and I could not. I couldn't bring myself to just blubber cry right then. So I held it in. We went in the mission house. They were showing us around, making sure we had everything that we needed. I'm going to cut this newspaper down. Newspaper paper down. They saw that, you know, we had everything we needed, showed us everything, told us, hey, the main master bedroom's right through there at the very back of the house. And one of them asked me if I needed some ice, and I said, "Oh, that would be a blessing. Thank you so much." They went and got me ice. When they come back with the ice, I excused myself to that back bedroom, and I went back there to lick my wounds. And I had myself a good cry. I'm telling you, I'm not embarrassed to say that, because I did. I went back there and had myself a good cry because it was so painful and it was so embarrassing. So, anyway, yesterday, of course, 2 days after an injury is usually the most painful. Yesterday was the most painful, and yesterday was picture day, and I had to walk around in heels getting those pictures made. So that compounded the pain, but we're all through it. I just kept saying while we were getting those pictures made, just a few more minutes, I can get my flip-flops back on and I can get some comfortable clothes on, and we're headed home. It's going to be okay. We're going to be fine. I'm going to be fine. This is going to be okay. Ooh, it was rough trying to get through all that, y'all. But like I said, we had wonderful, wonderful time. Other than that, and wonderful church services, and ooh, I like how that looks. And just, I mean, such accommodating people, and we had people actually donate campsites to us for us to hook up our RV, and then they offered their homes and their churches for us to plug up our RV while we stayed. It was wonderful. Wonderful trip. We're going to think long and hard before we take a 12-day trip again. When that long, that was a little rough as far as keeping food in the RV, and, you know, eating out. And we eat a lot of bologna sandwiches and a lot of ham sandwiches and a lot of peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. So we are glad to be home. I've already done our grocery order, and we're going to have home cooked meals this week. We're looking forward to that. And already got my dessert order put in at a local bakery here, not too far from our house, that specializes in donuts. They have donut, I mean, it's not a Krispy Kreme, it's not a Dunkin' donut. Theirs is something just majorly different and unique and wonderful, out of this world, crazy good. So I have ordered 4th of July kind of decorated donuts, and we're going to get together with Mom and Dad and my sister and her family on Saturday for 4th of July. We are off as far as the ministry part goes this weekend, so we're happy to have a weekend off and happy to be with our family. So see on this bag, I want this to be the front. So then I have just cut just a bare little snippet sliver off of the other end. And it's going to go in my signature like that. And so I'll have a pocket here. And then we could even put pockets on the inside. And then you got pocket there. Okay, so far with our signature, we've got a piece of nice pretty cardstock as our cover, and then we've got some of that dot grid. Well, I think there was only one sheet of dot grid paper in this kit, but that's fine. Our one dot grid is there, then that newsprint paper we've got there, then we've got a bag, and then let's see what else we've got. I have some coffee dyed and splattered paper, and I splattered this from another video, and I'm going to put that there. But I think in between these two I want to put book page. So let's get some of my tea-dyed book page that I have done. Oh, I like that one. But I am going to be selling this, so I'm going to go with one that doesn't have my Eva Public Library kind of thing on it, because I want to keep that one for myself. So yeah, let's fold this one in half. And put it like that. And then in there, let's see how that looks. So open up there, and then there. Oh yeah, I like that. I like doing kind of alternating large page and then a smaller something, large page and then a smaller something. It just looks nice to me as far as signatures go. And then I think I'm going to put a blue doily in here that kind of goes along with our cover. See, I had put a half of a doily there. So I'm going to fold this in half and kind of match up my shapes on both sides, so that helps to fold it properly. And I've had people say, why are you putting book page and doily in your signature? You can't write on those. Well, this is going to be a writing journal, but I also like pretty stuff in my signatures. So everything doesn't have to have a writing purpose in a journal, in my opinion. And, you know, it is a journal I'm making, so, you know, whatever. I'll put it in there if I want to. It doesn't have to make sense to everybody else. It makes sense to me. I love that. Open that up. You can write there if you want to. You can even put something on this if you wanted to. Okay. So, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm not counting this doily as a page. 6, and then, ooh, let's put drawing paper, and I think I'm going to cut this drawing paper in half and get me some smaller pieces of stuff in here. So our drawing paper is 9 inches wide. So we need to cut this at 4.5. Beautiful. And let's fold that in half. Okay, and then I'm going to just barely round those corners just because I want to. Beautiful. And then that gives us a nice big piece of journaling space. And I think I want to put that here. And yeah, if you hear some roaring in the background, that our washing machine and our dryer is going, it's double duty. They both need a raise today. Okay, so we're going to open that up, and I might fold this back and give myself a little tuck space there. I like that. So let's just go ahead and fold that back. It looks like a little envelope top when we do that, but I will eventually glue the two sides down and maybe even ink it before I do that, and then we'll have that tuck space there. So I'm going to go ahead and fold this one back too. Nice. Give ourselves nice little tucks and pockets in this signature. I like that, opening it up and having that pretty. Okay, let's go here again. Let's put another piece of newsprint, and then I'll have to cut this off too. But yeah, I like decorating journals. It's mostly the decorating of like folios and stuff like that that get me stressed out. I don't know why, but I do like decorating journals. I think I'm going to cut this one down just a little bit more so every page is not exactly the same height, you know. Okay, see who that is. Okay, that is Brandon coming in with our groceries. He went after work, picked up our grocery order while me and the kids worked around the house today. Let's get these corners rounded. There we go. And then I'll put that dolly in the middle there, and then that one in the middle there. See, so you've got a little bit of hangover back through there. I like that. I like that it's not all the same height, and I am fine with some of them sticking out of the top of my cover. That's pretty to me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, not counting the dolly, 8. There's 8. Let's see. 8, 9. Let's cut this one down even more so that we can get some different size dimension going on here. Let's go for a 5-inch piece. And then we can even use that in here again, or we can use it in a different journal if we want to. Fold that in half. So yeah, this might be just a really easy, kind of lazy video of me telling you everything that's been going on and us getting a signature put together and sewn in, and that might be all we get done on this video because I've got so much to get done. So much to do. Y'all know after you've had a long trip, there is so much to get done. Okay, I like how it is looking so far. Yes, I love that. That's very pretty. Okay, let's look at a really messy, colored up, inked up book page. And we can do that on the center, and we can always cover this up if we don't like all of that, but I really like this outside. So let's put that one there. So we've got a little bit of different dimension going on. Love it. Love it. Okay, let's add another piece of drawing paper, and I want to cut this off about there. And y'all, this is how I do my signatures. I just go through it and figure out how I want it all put in there, and then if I want all of my pages to be the same height, or if I want something different and something cut off, blah blah blah, whatever. That's how I do it, y'all. That's how I like it. Okay, fold that over. Whoop, we're not even, which doesn't matter either. But if you want your corners to meet, you'll need to get it folded right. That's better. Still not even Stevens, but I'll go with it. Okay, and I'm just going to barely do my corners there. Oh yeah, I like that. See, so we've got all kinds of different dimension going on. Love it. Okay. We're getting there, getting there. We need a few more things. We're going to do this other bag. I want that front, yep, to be just like that. So I'm going to barely trim off the end here. Like that. See, it's just the tiniest little sliver that I cut off. That'll go there. That is nice, like that. Okay, I'm thinking I really love this, and it's the back side of that, so that would show. If I did it this way though, this would show when you open up and saw it first. So I like that. I'm going to do that. Fold it in half. This is another piece of cardstock from our kit. Alright, they're unloading groceries in there, y'all, so you shall hear noise. Okay. Ooh, I really like that. Ooh, that's pretty. Round our corners. Okay. Yep. Too cute. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I'm wanting to go 15 or 16 with this because it is a hardcover, so it can handle a thicker signature. 13, 14, 15. Let's go for, yeah, let's go for at least 15. So that's 13. Let's do another piece of, let's do a tea stain paper and a handmade paper. We haven't done handmade paper in this one yet. So there's some handmade paper that we were gifted. Mom and I were gifted. And just a piece of tea stain paper from my tea staining. It's got that nice tea bag stain right there. And let's just go full page with that. And then let's fold this in half and see. I think I'm going to have some overhang, which I will love because it's got those nice, pretty, burnt looking edges, but it's ink or whatever they use to stain it with. So see, that would show. I really like that. And when you get it all put in there, it's still going to be hidden back behind there. So I'm good with that. We'll like that. So that would kind of come out here like that. I think we need another dolly right here. And that's just how I do it, y'all. I just kind of fold through and look through and see what needs to go where and all that good stuff. And this is another one that got some tea staining done to it, or ink. I had, when I accidentally dropped all that ink on the mat that day. Ooh, I like that. That's pretty. Okay, and then this paper here, and let's round these corners. That there. Ooh, I like that. Let's do this piece that was a cut off from that other paper we did. Let's round those corners too. And have us some different little dimension there. I like that. I think I want to do, I've got some more dot grid paper. So I'm going to put dot grid right there. Hold on. It needs some white in there. So I've got this other sheet of dot grid paper from one of the other kits that I had left over. So when you get a kit and you don't use all of it, remember to keep it, because you can always use it in a different journal. Okay, yeah, I like that. And then now we just need a centerpiece. So I like doing something like a book page, and then we can put some ribbon down the middle too. So here is some more of those wacky stained book pages that I did. Oh, I really like that one. This one is the one where I had all that blob of it, and then I got my paintbrush and kind of did my own little coffee stain right there. Really like that. I think I want to save that one for myself though. I am selling this one, remember? So I'm going to save that other one for myself to put in a journal that I want to keep, which if I could I would keep all of my journals and I would not sell any of them to y'all, but I just don't have the space nor the writing capabilities to keep every journal that I make. I just don't have enough time to keep all of them. Okay, so that looks really good. All right, let's get some ribbon, or let's see, some lace or something to go right there, and we will tie that in. Ooh, I like that there. We'll tie that into our, when we bind it. And I like making mine a little bit longer so it sticks out of the top and the bottom. Oh, I like that. So then that's going to tie into our binding. Then we're going to close it up and see we've got a little bit of lace sticking out at the top and a little bit of lace sticking out at the bottom. When we close it up, there, we got that in there. Lovely. Okay, let's see. It won't stick out that much whenever we get it, because we're going to tie it into our binding. Okay, so that's going to go there. I've still got plenty of drawing paper left from all that came in the kit, so y'all should have some of that left over. Now on these pages, like I had said in the previous video, I want to put some of these Tim Holtz folders on some of these pages and make them little pockets through here. So we could leave that open there and have a little tuck space there if we wanted. I've got some Velcro dots, and we could Velcro these together and have a little space for some hidden stuff through there. Or use these smaller folders as pockets like this, and have this glued together on either side, and this be a pocket, and then this be a pocket back there too. That's what I'm planning on using the little folders for. I love that. And then of course we have our washi tape that I want to run down the edges of some of these pages too. That would be so pretty. Alright, so now I'm going to go through my signature, and I'm looking to see if I want to move anything, turn anything a different way, rearrange any of the pages, all of that good stuff. I like how this is looking. I don't know that I want to change anything. And see, look at that, how it kind of goes with our inside covers there. Pretty. Okay, one more thing I want to add is that other piece of drawing paper, like was here. I'm going to put one here and do the same kind of tuck spot on it. So round my corners. I like seeing it with this 3-way punch. I turn it upside down so I can see it really well and get that corner done nicely. Okay, so we got that, and then that's going to be turned backwards like this to create a tuck spot, and then flip flop, flip flop. We've got that. Book page is our center. I love it. There and there. And then we need to flip this one backwards to make that little tuck spot here too. Oh, I really like that. And then we can go back and ink up our stuff too. Pretty, pretty, lovely. Oh yeah, I think we're good. I think we are ready to bind, put in there. Okay, so We're going to fold up everything. Get it nice and secured down. And everything kind of plop, plop, plop. I'm just using my T-square ruler and getting everything tight in there. And then you want to make sure it is all lined up like you want it. Okay, then I'm going to use my really big jumbo paper clips, and if you don't have any of these and want some, I have the link to them in my Amazon storefront. That link is in the description box below. I'm going to use my jumbo paper clips while it is folded up. And I'm going to put that in there. Then I'm going to open it straight up and plop. And then fold it up, and see you got kind of like a little pucker there. So you know that something wasn't lined up right. So then you take that off and you get rid of that pucker. Because you don't want any puckered pages, that's for sure. There we go. That feels nice. And let's put it on our cover just to make sure we don't have anything too much showing out of the top or the bottom. I'm okay if it does. I just don't want it to be awkwardly way up here, you know. So everything looks good there. I think we're good. I think we are ready to sew in. Okay, so what I'm going to do, got to hold it up. Now, if you've got one of our cradles, our journal cradles from the B&E Design Shop that is located inside of scrapbookingwithme.com, then you have no problem with getting your signature sewn in, because it's sitting on this nice little cradle, and you're good to go. I, unfortunately, have not grabbed one of those yet. I want y'all to get all that you want before I get mine. Of course, I could always just call up my brother-in-law and say, Benji, I need a cradle. I just hadn't done that yet. You know, with all that spare time I've had lately, right? Okay, so what I'm doing is just pressing it down, making sure that everything is in there securely and nothing's puckering. Then I need to go through and make sure that my smaller papers are pretty much in center, so that they're going to get at least one puncture through them. Okay, so I'm okay if they're not exactly centered, but they don't need to be extremely at the top or extremely at the bottom, because I have found that they will not stay properly if they are like that. Okay, everything looks good. I'm going to get a separate paper clip, another one. If I've got another one, yeah, I do. I got a blue one, if it'll let go of the pin that it's hooked to. And I'm going to lock that into my cover like that, just so that that's nice and secure. Okay, so I'm going to get my platform, my little foam platform. I'm going to have to stand up for that, and stretch out that knee while I'm doing that. Ooh, I've got the most horrible looking what am I trying to say? Scab. Ooh, yuck. On my knee. It just looks pitiful. Okay, I've got some string around here that came in the, there it is. I'll use that instead of this that I got, because I like that black string. And I have not bound a book with black wax thread yet, so that will be pretty. This is the large jumbo blunt needle that comes in your AJ kit. We've had people say, why do you send a needle every time? I don't need a needle every time. Well, we don't know who's getting our kit from month to month. So if they've never bound a journal before, they need a needle, y'all. So, you know, and these things are not that expensive, and we just like to include one in every kit. Now, I am going to measure just to kind of get my center on center. So 8.5, so I need to go 4 1/4, right, for my center, and that is right there. So I'm just going to fold up, get my awl. I've got my foam platform underneath, and I'm just going through everything. We'll move this ruler. Going through everything while it's popped up like this, folded up like this. You don't want to try to put your signature in while it is laying flat, because you won't go through the center of your spine like I have right there. See? Okay, I'm going to go a little further just to make sure. Okay, then, so that's your center, and that is the most important hole that you punch. Then I'm going to go about, I'm not going to go way down here. I'm going to go about 1 inch from the bottom and do the same thing. Go all the way through. Make sure, yep, I'm through the center of my spine, and go a little bit further. There we go. And then same thing at the top. Just doing a 3 hole bind. Okay. And then we are through the center on the spine there too. Yay! Love that. Okay, I'm going to go through the middle hole with my blunt needle. And just make sure you go all the way through. And you can have your fingers back there because it is a blunt needle and you're not going to hurt yourself. I think I need to go just a little bit, wallow out that hole a little bit better there, because my needle wasn't wanting to go through it. Okay, there we go. Through the middle, from inside to out. Then I pull my thread, or my whatever, string, whatever you're using, to about the end of my page, and that gives me enough room to tie that knot or bow or whatever I'm wanting to do. Okay, then I'm going to go through the top, and that might be a little tricky. Just keep on going till you go through all of your layers. Okay, so there we go, through there, through all of our pages. Okay, and then I'm going to go all the way down to the bottom, through to the outside there. Okay, yeah, I had to take my glasses off so I could see where I was going. That makes a lot of sense, don't it? Okay, then we hope when we open it up we got a needle on the other side, and we sure do. Look at there. I can put my glasses back on now. Okay, and then I've got one string on this side of this middle line. Then I'm going to put the other string on the other side of that middle line. Okay, I'm going to take my blunt needle off. Got everything going everywhere here. Alright, then I'm going to pull this way and that, and this way and that, and this way and that, and then straight and kind of walla 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 And then you're going to look on the outside and make sure, you know, you're all nice and tight as you can without ripping pages. Then I'm going to get that lace that I love so much. Put it there. We hadn't tied our first knot yet, so we're tying the knot and tying that lace into there. Like that. So first knot, second knot, and I'm going to tie a bow because I like how that black wax thread looks. Usually I do the tan, but we got the black in this one, and I really like it. I like how that looks. I like that contrasting look. Okay. Tighten it up good, and then I'm going to snip off this end there that wasn't as even as the other side. Take off my jumbo clips. Okay, that's the bottom, that's the top, and now, moment of truth, we're going to open it up and make sure that we've got it sewn in correctly, and we do. I have been known to sew in my signature upside down, so it looks good. We're going to go through and make sure everything's in there securely. Everything got through all of the holes that we put in, and the smaller things at least got that middle hole put through them, and we are good. It looks like there. Yep. Middle hole. Yep. Our drawing paper or new that's that handmade paper or drawing paper there. And then we got this piece. It was up a little bit further, so we've got a little bit of edge of the next page in there, but I'm okay with that. And then that piece and our tea stained paper, and then we've got that nice pretty inked up book page, and it is our center, and it's only got that one little bitty hole through it. So what I like to do is just on the back side of whatever I use for my middle of my signature, I like to just put the tiniest little line of glue where it is not attached to a hole. So up on the top and bottom, put just the tiniest little bit of glue. And yes, it's going to make your page stick at the top and bottom, but it will keep your page, whatever that smaller piece is that you put in your center of your signature, it is going to keep that in place. So it's still going to fold back and forth. It'll be fine. It's just, it's attached there and there. So when you're opening and closing the signature, that middle page of your signature is not doing this back and forth, back and forth. The more it does that, the more it's going to wallow out that hole in the middle, and it'll eventually come out. So that's why I like putting a little bit of glue top and bottom just to keep it in there. So look at that center. I mean, that's already beautiful to me. Not much else needs to be done to that. And then here's the back side of our signature. Beautiful. And see, that did not get put in the very center, but I'm good with it. And it's just like a little pop of color in the middle of your signature, and I like doing that. I like putting a pop of color in a lot of places, not just in my signatures. So there's the back side of that. And then what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to ink these drawing papers that I put in here. I'm not going to ink the back side, because when I do that, and especially on white paper, all of that, no matter how long you let the ink dry, it's going to get on that white paper that's behind it. So before I glue down the two edges, I'm just going to ink this flap that I've made on these little drawing papers. Make your flap. I've had people say, my journals don't look like anybody else's. That's a good thing. Make your journals the way you want to make your journals. You don't want your journals to look exactly like anybody else's. But if you do want dimension and, you know, difference in how things look, don't make all of your pages the same size, you know, kind of make them all different sizes through there. So see, that is our flap inked, and it looks like an envelope top. I love that. So just on the flap itself, I'm just going to barely put a little glue line down the top and bottom, like so, and fold over. And that's going to make our little tuck space. We're not going to tuck anything in there right now because it'll come apart. But I am going to find my next one and do the same thing to it. Ink the flap, and we're going to ink the top too. And I have thought of a really good idea to use this film strip trim that we got in our kit. I love that stuff. I saw it and I was like, I gotta put that in the kit. I don't know what I'm going to use it for, and don't know what I'm going to tell everybody else to use it for, or what they could use it for. But I love that stuff. And I have come up with an idea to do that, to use that for. So I'll show you that in just a minute. Maybe I'll get to it. Surely I will. Okay, just a little line on the flap, top and bottom, like that. Hold them down for a second or two before you go to the next one, just to make sure they're nice and folded down. All right, next. Okay, and then I had this idea for decorating these flaps. I'm going to use the stencil that came in the kit. I'll probably need that washi tape, but let's see. I think I will do this little one right here. That's so pretty. I'm going to use the stencil on one, and then I'm going to use on the next one a stamp or two from my Tim Holtz collection of stuffs I got. And then I've also got the Tim Holtz that goes right along with that stencil, if I can get it out, the Wildflower. So I was going to stamp on one of them too. So I've got 4 different things to do on the 4 different flaps. So here is first flap, and I'm going to get scrap paper and put behind there, and then a piece of scrap paper or book page or something to put it right there. And then that way I only get it on that little flap. And I think I might stamp on this first one. That one right there, I like that. So let's use that stamp and get me a block out here. And we have stamp blocks in the shop if you are looking for that. I'm going to use my what is this, walnut stain? Yep, walnut stain oxide ink. And I'm just going to ink up this stamp. I won't use the whole stamp on that, but I'm just going to go all the way down anyway, and my scrap paper will soak up the rest of it. Okay, and then just kind of be in the center as much as possible. Oh, I love that. Look at that. Little stamped spot there for you to tuck in something. Beautiful. Okay, let's go to the next one. And I want to do a couple of different Tim Holtz something or another on this one. So I'm going to put my scrap paper back there again. I'm going to take this stamp off. And let's do a couple of the numbers and things on the back of this one, and maybe even this little butterfly thingy, kind of do it off to the side there. Oh yeah. And the little postage dumaflachi there. I like this number thing, and maybe do it there and there, and then kind of off stamp that one. That's the plan. Let's do it and see what it looks like. Let's do our small little block. It's a little easier to maneuver. Back into our walnut. Uh-oh, somebody dropped something from the groceries. Back in our walnut stain, and kind of off to the side, stamp that. Oh, pretty. I like that. And then we can off stamp that down here too. And then take that one off. We have this set back in the shop. It was out of stock at our supplier for, it felt like a year. I almost said a year. It felt like it. This is the Field Notes set. Okay, and then off stamp there, and then do another little knock right there, and maybe another one right there. Pretty. And then this little one, go right to the edge with that one, and then I'll stamp it again and do it again off the edge there. Go like that. And then I think I will do it off stamped right there. Pretty. Okay, let's do one of the number stamps, maybe right in the center. Well, I know, let's do this side up, right there in the center. I don't think I've even used this one out of this collection. This side up. What would be funny is if I stamped it upside down. Let's do it right there. I like that. Pretty. Okay, so there is a nice little decorated stamped collage piece too. Love that. And then next, let's do a stenciled wildflower. That's stencil. Let's do, I like that little one, but it won't cover much territory. So let's do this middle one, And then we won't even need any washi tape, because whatever comes off and doesn't get on there will go on our book page and our scrap paper. So I'm going to ink into my walnut stain and really bear down and swirl and tap and swirl. I'm just going to go, whatever shows up on the stencil is going to get on there. I'm not taping any of it off. Okay, I'm going to pull that up and let's see how that looks. Oh, that's pretty too. Look at it, y'all. See, it's easy when you got a nice little kit, ain't it? I love that. And maybe even later I'll put a little word phrase or something right there. I like that. Okay, and then last one of those is here. And let's put that there and that there, and let's stamp from our ticket booth. And I think what I'm going to do is use one of these bigger ones. Yep, I like that. I don't know though. I like these little ones too. I like that at MIT one. That's very pretty. Okay, so I'll use one of the big ones, and I'll use the MIT one also, and just kind of off stamp them so they're not just right there straight and narrow on both, you know what I mean? Okay, so if I do this one and stamp it kind of cattywampus like that, and then this one kind of cattywampus like that, alright, let's just go ahead and press both of them onto my stamp block just like I want them stamped on there. Get them good and inked up. Alright, I don't think I've ever put two big stamps like this on at the same time, so we'll see how this works out. And just press as hard as you can, because you do have a little bit of, you know, lumps and bumps back behind you in the signature, so you want to make sure that all of it gets pressed down well on that flap, and pull up and pull all this away. Look at there. I love that. Nice. Alright, so our little tucks that we've made from that drawing paper, the smaller pieces of drawing paper, is done. On this page right here, I think I will show you what my idea was for this film strip trim. I want to get some little offcuts, you know, that we used with the cover and things, and make another tuck on here. Okay, so I'm going to trim that with my trimmer, paper trimmer. Okay, so I had cut this to make a tuck on this page, and then I had that folded piece from where I folded that in half, and I thought that would look amazing right there, and have a top tuck on this bag. and then have that pocket that opens back behind it. So we're just going to put that there. We got all kinds of tucks going. I love it. And whoop. That's why I don't like turning it upside down. Alright, so I'm going to ink this flap at the top that we're going to make into a tuck, a top tuck. And I'm going to ink around the edges here. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and glue down my flaps, and then this will cover up that writing that's on the bag, the back part of the bag. I love that, y'all. Have a little top tuck. Love it. I'm not going to make another. I could make another little pocket on the outside too if I wanted to, but I think that would be a lot of weight for this little bag. So I'm just going to do that top tuck and glue it all down. Then I'll show y'all my idea to use that film strip trim. I like chasing squirrels when I'm making journals. Look at that, y'all. And then you could have some kind of whatever to tuck in there. That's too wide, but you know what I'm talking about. Tucking it up in there. Everything I pick up is too wide. Look at here. There we go. You could tuck in quite a few little things if you wanted to. Kind of make a little notepad if you wanted to. Tucked in there. Alright, let's find another page to do what I'm wanting to show you. And then I think that's going to be it for this video, because looks like we're running a little long on this one. Okay, so some little offcuts of some kind. So it can just be some craft paper, something that you've already used and it's just an offcut kind of thing, and you're going to layer it up. So here's my 2 layers. There's 2, and then I want to add that trim on there somewhere. I'm going to add some of the washi tape on there too. So we're going to get this little film strip trim here, and then we're going to get some fabric of some kind, maybe some little cheesecloth, and layer on there too. Not that thick a cheesecloth. I got this folded up. It's got many layers. So some cheesecloth, because we need some texture and some girth to this. And then just a little sliver. We don't need too much. We don't want to bulk it up too much. So, okay, like that. And then get some lace trim also. And so we've got that and that, and we've got our cheesecloth. I don't want all of that showing. I know somebody's going to say, well, you're covering all that up. Well, I don't want all that showing. I want it to be peekaboo like. Okay, so then my lace trim there, and then film strip over here somewhere, maybe at the very edge like that. And then one of our die cuts that came in the kit. Let me find that pack. So see, something like so, and we would ink around that die cut. and then you have a tuck space right there on the edge of a page. So let's go ahead and get that all cut to size and inked up, and then I'll show you how that looks. Just going to layer it all up, ink it up, glue it together, and then I'll show you. And this craft piece is the base, so that's going to be the main tuck, and then we're just decorating on top of this. Alright, so there is my little creation, my little cluster collage of things on the edge of that page. So I have that die cut, I have the cheesecloth kind of sticking out from it, so it, when you close the signature, you can see that from the outside there. And I just layered up everything, and then we have this nice little tuck here in the edge of our, on the edge of our page, and we can tuck whatever we would like in there. I even left this tucked here, so if we have something small that we wanted to put there, we could. Let's see if I've got anything short enough at hand that could go in there. So see, anything could be put right there. If I folded this in half, would that fit in there and not be too much in the way? Look at there. So you've got two little tuck spaces on this one tuck creation, that little die cut there on the edge. So there's just one way that I will add pockets and tucks into this journal. There's just an idea for you if you want to layer up some of that and get your trim out and do that. And then we put our signature together today, and we added some decoration to our flaps that we made there, and then we added that top tuck to that bag on that one side, and then there's our other decoration on that one, that flap, tuck, whatever, and then there's that stamp collage on that one, our nice full page tuck on that one, and then our stamping on that one. So that's what we got accomplished today in our oversized wildflower journal. It's already nice and Pac-Man mouth, the way I love it. And it is an oversized, so it is wider than what your normal half-page journal would be, and I love it. So that is it for today's video. We will be back again to put more stuff in. We've got to do our inside pockets, whatever we're wanting to do on this, and add some more pockets and decoration. So we'll be back in this in the future, not so distant future, but I think when I load this, the next day's video will be M Scrapbusters, so I'll have to do M Scrapbusters for that, but then we'll be back in this. Y'all have a great day. Thanks so much for watching, and be sure to subscribe, like this video, and leave me a comment. Y'all have a great day. Love ya. You are my people. Bye, y'all.